Hey, party people. Today we are making at Susie's Quarantine Kitchen. I think this is the third episode. We're making cheesy chicken and rice salsa. So as you can see, we have some white rice, I'm going to add some extra peppers. We have our equivalent to Velveeta. I'm going to dice up red onion and use 2 cans of rotel and some chicken breasts and throw this all into the INSTAPOT and make a quick 25-minute meal. So I'm going to go ahead and start chopping and dicing some of this stuff up, and we'll be back. All right, so we're back. We've cleaned up the chicken. These were 3 chicken breasts. We're making a whole lot of food today so that I have leftovers for tomorrow. We have our rice that we're going to go ahead and utilize 2 bags. So this comes with 6 separate bags of rice. We're going to use 2. We have a 1/4 cup of water. We have our INSTAPOT vessel. We also have rotel, 2 cans of rotel, 1 small package of Velveeta style cheese. This is the non-brand name, so whatever works for you is great. I am adding 6 small sweet red pepper, not green pepper, but red pepper, and then 1/4 of the red onion. So to begin, we're going to go ahead and add our water to the bottom of our INSTAPOT. And again, that's 1/4 cup. Next, we're going to go ahead and add 1 of the cans of rotel. Now, some of you may ask and wonder where I got this recipe from. I actually was inspired by the rotel salsa that's on the back of this can, where you use 2 cans of rotel and 1 package of Velveeta. The dip was actually quite a hit with the family over the holidays, so I decided to turn this into a dish. So we're going to go ahead and add 1 can of the rotel to the bottom of the INSTAPOT. And we kind of want to spread that out a little bit. Next, we're going to go ahead and add the chicken. Again, I am adding a whole lot of chicken, so the intention behind that is to have leftovers. So this is 3 chicken breasts that I have sliced and trimmed and basically butterflied so they're not so thick. This will require you to cook for about 25 minutes. So we're just going to go ahead and layer the chicken in there. Equivalent of 3 pieces of chicken. Chicken breasts are, once I cut them up and divide them, it becomes 6 pieces. Next, we are going to add 1 bag of our rice over the top of the chicken. Get all those little granules out there, out of that bag. Okay. And then lastly, or not lastly, next step, we're going to go ahead and add our cubed up cheese, nicely diced and cubed up by my husband. I had him helping out in the kitchen today. Isn't that right, honey?
Yes, ma'am, indeed.
So we're going to go ahead and spread the cheese throughout the INSTAPOT. Kind of go ahead and cover that. Obviously, the more we kind of go according to the recipe that's on the back with the cheese to salsa ratio. We don't want a whole lot of cheese in here, but enough to where it's cheesy. So you can do this to taste as well. If it's too cheesy for you, just cut back on the cheese. And this is extra cheesy because that's the way my honey likes it. So we're going to go ahead and add that to this. And then next, once we get all the cheese in here, we're going to add our veggies. Now, feel free to add more veggies, different veggies. I just used what we had on hand. I honestly used to hate peppers, so I'm starting to grow to like them. So I'm adding peppers to it, some red onion. So we're just going to go ahead and take those and kind of sprinkle them over the top. And the reason we are layering this is because we want, you know, the cheese in between the 2 layers of rice. so that when we pull that chicken out, it's kind of nicely integrated throughout. So those are all the veggies. We're going to add the last bag of rice. Again, we're trying to get that all out. Make sure that's kind of evenly distributed. And then, sorry about that. It's a pretty simple recipe as long as you get everything kind of layered throughout here. The last can of rotel, we're going to go ahead and add that to the INSTAPOT. Spread that out. And that is it. That's all she wrote. So I'm going to quickly wash my hands here since I was handling some chicken. And we're going to get the INSTAPOT started here. It's already been plugged in and turned on quite naturally. My husband's hungry, so he's good at helping out. So we're going to carry this over to the INSTAPOT. And we're going to go ahead and put the lid on here. It's on the off. Again, we want to make sure that the venting is not in this position, but you want to make sure that it is in the sealed position. So we're going to make sure that's in the right position before we turn it on. And this is going to cook for about 25 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and select poultry, increase the number of minutes to 25, and pause for a few seconds, and it'll start on its own. So we'll come back once the timer has ran out of time, basically, and we'll come back and show you the final results here. All right, party people, so we've waited for this to go off. We have vented the INSTAPOT, so all the steam is out. So now we're going to go ahead and open this bad boy up. And you will see that the chicken, the rice, everything is kind of cooked and bubbling. So we're going to go ahead and pull that out and plate it. You can do a side of veggies if you don't. I don't like putting broccoli in here just because it gets really soft and mushy, and I kind of like my broccoli a little al dente to kind of give you that texture, and you don't want everything kind of the same texture. So I don't put my veggies in here, but feel free to add, if you don't have those kind of issues that I have, feel free to add extra veggies to this, you know, according to taste. So we're going to go ahead and plate this and show you the final plate.